do this, Q Army. Boom, boom, boom.
Fight, Anons. It is Monday, 12/23/2019, 2 days before Christmas. And this is Shady this time introducing. How is everyone doing out there this morning? Let me bring on my partner in justice today, Matrixxx. Are you with me, sir?
Oh my gosh, Shady. I am right here with you, and Q is on fire. We had 8 yesterday, and boy, what do we got? Almost 8 today. Wow. Q posts have been amazing. We're getting them in there, guys, and much love to all of you. Shady, great introduction. Thank you so much. This is my partner in justice. I'm like, hey, Shady, why don't you go ahead and introduce, because this is the Matrixxx you hour, Shady, right? I mean, this is ours. This is yours and mine, my friend. And these guys out here.
This has been an amazing weekend, and I want to say thank you to everyone for the I'm well recovered from the assault on Friday, and the love that I received this weekend was overwhelming. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of this group out here, because you really did spread the love this weekend and make me feel like I'm older.
Well, Linda Hostler says Shady does sound older, so you're not getting older, Shady. You're getting longer.
Longer in the tooth.
Longer in the tooth. Guys, look at these awesome mods out here. We love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here every day. It is 3 days before Christmas, Shady.
I know. 2 days before Christmas.
Is it 2 days now? Oh, my gosh.
It's the 23rd.
Time is just...
day after tomorrow.
Jason I-70 says you're getting grayer. I don't know. You don't have a lot of grays, Shady. You don't have gray. I'm the gray one.
I don't have anything to be gray.
I don't have anything to be gray. Yes, you do. Don't be. Oh man, wait till they see your hump, Shady.
I know, right. They don't want to see the hump.
So we got Q posts yesterday. Oh my gosh, and today. So yes, we do know that we got the new ones. Okay, so what do you say we just go over the posts that we that went off over yesterday? Is that good? Does that sound good to everybody?
That's what I think we should start. Let's get those in, and then we're working today. Who knows what he might post in the next few minutes.
All right, so here we go. This is my thread, 12/22/2019. This will be my thread for all Q posts for Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. Nobody is above the law, not anymore, and more. Let's go, Shady. I love it.
Not even Democrats?
No, nobody.
Oh.
Nobody.
Well, they sure did make that clear in their impeachment.
The non-impeachment?
Yeah, they have a speech impeachment.
The impeachment. I got a speech impeachment. So we had 2 awesome Twitter people there. That we got Woke Societies and our president of the United States, who is still... Guys, let's have a toast right now. I'm raising up my bottle of water, and I am just letting you guys know that Donald J. Trump is still our president, folks.
Yes, he is.
Cheers, everyone. Let me just...
Unbeknownst to the Twitter sphere, who seemed to be thinking this weekend that there were going to be someone coming in a car to pick him up and take him back home.
That's right. Yeah, it didn't happen. But something big is coming, Shady. Do people really think that this can happen with no consequences? FISA equals start. Nobody is above the law. Not anymore. Q, Shady.
Yes, and it's very interesting. Not anymore, right?
Right. And we noticed this as well. We, you guys, you great Anons and Woke Society got the Q. Congratulations at Woke Societies. Q called this back in July, and news broke today. Former NSA director is cooperating with probe of a Trump-Russia investigation. Guys, is that like something that we talked about back in July, and our great Woke Societies there just rememberized us. Boom.
Yep. And also the Admiral Rogers goes all the way back to like one of the very first Q posts. This was one of the leading narratives that Q let us in on, was the patriotism of Mr. Rogers and how he stepped outside of the
Do you mean Mr. Rogers? Like, hello, Shady.
No, not that Mr. Rogers.
Not that. You mean Admiral Rogers.
Admiral Rogers. I apologize.
You know what?
Mr. Rogers. Back to the early Q posts and his major role in this. He was the linchpin that teed off the whole thing to see the FISA abuse, and he was watching them watch the president in real time, and I don't think that he was too key. I don't think he thought that was a great idea.
Yep. Well, he was, as you know, he's former NSA. Admiral Rogers, head of the NSA, and Trump Tower was bugged, and he went into Donald J. Trump and said, "Hey, you're being bugged, dude. You're being listened to, man." That's what happened.
Everything you do.
Yeah. I mean, this is Admiral Rogers. There's two patriots that I love and respect so very much in this movement and in these Q posts. My most respect goes to both General Flynn and Admiral Rogers, and my God, what an awesome couple of patriots.
Yeah, and the comments that Admiral Rogers has about General Flynn are very...
Yes, sir.
Those two...
Well, Flynn got him to be the... Flynn's like, you're going to be the head of the NSA. He's like, what? Wait, what?
He was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, oh, no, you're doing it.
And, oh, by the way, Fiona Miles just says he's the 17th head of the NSA. Wow. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, can you? Fiona, interesting.
Wow.
Interdasting. Hi, Mickey, Q, Patriot, Robinson. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I hope
everybody
you are.
Got their stocking stuffed.
Oh, gosh. Wow, what a team. Charla, hi. Linda, those dirty snakes, those Dems. I know. Look at Jackie right there. Oh, and Jackie, I publicly want to say thank you very much. I got some amazing cookies from Jackie Canella. I got a Q Christmas ornament, a beautiful card, and breakfast at the Watch. I can't remember if that's what it's called. It's we've got them here. They're amazing. First Watch. So thank you very much, Jackie. That meant a lot. And I went ahead and I brought those cookies over to share with Mama Matrixxx yesterday, and she loved them too.
That was fun, I bet.
Yeah. So we're a family here, guys. That's what we are. This is the second Q post, 3741 for 12/22 Sunday at 1700 hours and 22 seconds. Shady, will you take it away, sir?
Why are the two articles being held by Pelosi? Will holding actually impact the decision of the Senate? No. Will holding actually provide a better scenario public opinion to the D's? No. Will holding actually sway select senators to change their vote? No. When blackmail and threats no longer work, why are the two articles being held by Pelosi? What happens when the articles of impeachment are sent from the House to the Senate? Can the Senate conduct other business during this time? No. What value might exist by holding the articles? How long do Senate impeachment trials normally take? And what statements have been made regarding timing? Think fast tracking.
Yep.
And what statements have been made by the Chairman Graham regarding Senate FISA hearings and witnesses? Why is Pelosi holding the two articles of impeachment? Q, that was all caps at the bottom. Interesting post there, yes?
Yes. Not a no. I don't even need a no button anymore, Shady. I mean, you're my no button. You're better than the no button. But that is actually awesome. There is a reason. I mean, Q posted that and said puppet masters. So I think they're trying to. I'm actually predicting that she will take impeachment off the table, Shady. Because they don't have the evidence that they need, in my opinion. But she's not. She's like, they're just running this MSM game right now. What do you think of that?
They're running an optics game, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like to me. And I've been listening to Graham talk over the weekend, and it's very interesting to see, like, okay, well, how is this going to play out? Now the Supreme Court has said that the president could be acquitted without the articles being sent. They've made that statement. So is this a way to, for us to indulge them in their impeachment process and then pull the strings back and nothing goes forward. I mean, they could literally just make this null and void and it never gets sent and there's no real impeachment on the record. Or, you know, it does to me feel like Lindsey is not very excited about the idea of people testifying at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know if we're going to be we're not going to have a show or anything like that. Well, it's like, what is the intent here?
Let's watch this video too, because this is actually, if you know your history, guys, let's watch this, guys.
Nancy slipped up bad. It's all crashing down now. The day after Democrats voted in favor of impeachment, liberals rejoiced. All over social media, Democrats celebrated that Trump was no longer president. Boy, were they wrong. Those of us who actually know the Constitution had to remind them that Donald Trump is still president. The House vote does not mean he's removed from office. But Nancy Pelosi just made a big mistake. She rushed through her articles of impeachment. Now she's not sending them to the Senate for a trial, trying to leverage the Senate to get him removed. But Nancy is finding out the bad news, because she did this not only is Trump still president, but according to a Democrat constitutional expert, he's not even impeached, from Bloomberg. But an indefinite delay would pose a serious problem. Impeachment, as contemplated by the Constitution, does not consist merely of a vote by the House, but of the process of sending the articles to the Senate for trial. Both parts are necessary to make an impeachment under the Constitution. If the House does not communicate its impeachment to the Senate, it hasn't actually impeached the president. If the articles are not transmitted, Trump could legitimately say that he wasn't truly impeached at all. Oh, wow. Democrats were so excited after the House voted to impeach, but they're waking up to a cold reality now, because Pelosi is delaying the next step. Trump isn't even impeached at all. That's what the Constitution says. Even a constitutional lawyer who testified for the Democrats is the one dropping the bad news. Because impeachment is only official when the House delivers the articles to the Senate for the trial, until they do that, Trump is not impeached. But that's the very thing Pelosi is delaying in a pathetic attempt to manipulate the Senate. She knows that Mitch McConnell is going to give Trump a fair trial. That's what Schiff and Nadler tried to deny Republicans from day one. Sending the articles to the Senate, as the law demands, would mean Republicans are in the driver's seat. Pelosi can't make them vote to convict Trump, so she's delaying that part of the process out of cowardice. Which means Trump is not impeached. Their scheme has failed by their own hand. This is very important, especially as we go into the Christmas season. Your left-wing relatives might be gloating that Trump is done for. Make sure you show them this story.
Wow. What do you think of that, guys?
Fail?
Yeah. Also, let's watch this really quick too, Shady, since we're getting into the Soros stuff. Just check it out.
The respect I have and the appreciation I have for the job they do. I grew up in New York City. The NYPD is sort of the police force of my youth. I think they're not only New York's finest, they're the country's finest. And I thought going and having dinner with a large group of the police officers would be a good way to send that message.
You talked in your piece about social justice DAs, and you put social justice in quotes. What do you mean by that? What does that mean, social justice DAs?
Well, there's been this recent development where George Soros has been coming in largely in Democratic primaries where they're not going to be much voter turnout, and putting in a lot of money to elect people who are not very supportive of law enforcement and don't view the office as bringing to trial and prosecuting criminals, but pursuing other social agendas. And they have started to win in a number of cities, and they have, in my view, not given the proper support to the police. And they're following policies that are ultimately going to lead to an increase in violent crime and more victims.
Do you think if people don't treat their police officers better in communities that they're going to sort of bite off their nose, just bite their face, that they'll end up with fewer police officers, fewer people who want to protect them?
Yeah, I was accused of suggesting that the police are going to withdraw their protection. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is most police forces in the country have a high number of vacancies. And as the job gets higher and as police feel that the prosecutors or their political leaders in a jurisdiction are not supporting them, they either can stop being police or they can move to a jurisdiction that's more hospitable. And I think that, we could find ourselves in the position that if we don't, communities that aren't supporting the police may not get the police protection they need.
Wow, dude.
That was huge.
That was huge, right? And today we got a George Soros in Killbox. So that was why I wanted to go ahead and just prime that as well. Let's go to this one.
Yeah,
Why?
I wanted to let me throw something in
Sure,
there.
sure, Shady.
On what Barr was saying, it's very important, and a lot of people in America don't realize what's actually happening. We have our elections, and people get elected, but they don't understand this whole thing about the prosecutors and the DA being plants or being activists, if you will. So they're not prosecuting cases, and they're letting people go. They're letting murderers go. They're letting illegals go. They're letting gang members go in cities. This is happening in Philadelphia or in Chicago,
Yep.
Obviously, and a few other major cities that have gotten these rogue DAs put into office.
Yep.
Who are not following the law. They are following some social justice cause and acting like people shouldn't be treated with the to the full extent of the law, depending on what their crime is. That is a big difference out away from what we do here in America, which is each person is equal under the law, and anyone that breaks the law has to be dealt with by the DA. And so that's an interesting way that they went around judges.
Yes.
They went around elected politicians, and they went around the mayors and stuff.
They
To
find people that they can run and pay them, and they don't like the police, and they don't like the rule of law, essentially, Shady.
Right, and they're just there to make sure that mayhem continues and that no one can figure
Chaos.
out where it's coming from. And that was a huge boom from Barr right there to point
Yes.
Soros directly at these activist prosecutors out there. And there's quite a big number of them. And so you have to pay attention in your own districts to a little bit more than just the elected officials.
And for Bob Barr, our Attorney General, to mention George Soros, folks,
Is huge.
is huge. Dutch Q
Media
Patriot.
completely ignores it. Media never does a story on George Soros.
No, it's because they're funded. Hey, Dutch Q Patriot, all the prayers. My daughter Florte is feeling a lot better. God bless your
nice.
daughter, Dutch Q Patriot. God bless you. Thank you
great
very
news.
much. Yeah. So yeah, Red Pill right there. Red Pill Facebook. That's Chasing I-70s. We've got a Facebook too. I-70. Did you join ours? The Matrixxx Groove Hour. That is huge. All right, so let's keep going on, Shady. Interesting here. How do you introduce evidence into an investigation legally? I mean, could this be why they're holding the 2 articles of impeachment?
You very well could be.
Right. And I saw last night there was who was he? I can't remember. But he was saying that, is Trump going to have a trial, or are they going to just vote? They're not sure, but they're going to follow the president's lead. I have a feeling they're going to call some witnesses. And this is how you introduce evidence into an investigation legally, because we do have everything. Oh, and Shady, by the way, do you think this was a tribute to our no button?
I don't know. That's why I was doing it in my no voice.
No. N-O.
I love you. Thank you, Q. Just amazing. Although, did you see this? What is holding up the articles of impeachment? Here's Chuck Grassley. Why is the Dem House now getting cold feet about moving ahead with impeachment trial? They want to hijack Senate process and muck up Senate SCOTUS schedule. You need some consideration about SCOTUS. Since Chief Justice presides in Senate, are they worried about their articles are too weak to move forward? Then you got Michael Avenatti. Under no circumstance should the Democrats cave and send the articles to Senate in light of the Republicans refusing to hold a real trial. Let them bitch and complain and all they want. It's time the Dems finally played hardball. Look at these guys. If it doesn't go to Senate, he's not impeached, Avenatti. You get it?
I don't think he read the Constitution very well.
No, I don't think any of them did.
No, I definitely don't think any of them did, and that's a good testament to how they can't really possibly love your systems and your and our type of government, because they kind of don't know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear, I think that the squad had gathered last night. I was feeling them together, like looking at each other cross-eyed and trying to figure out why the president was still there, and just now learning that impeachment doesn't mean removal.
That's right.
Because it's like Tlaib is like walking through the Capitol Hill with her phone, filming herself. Oh, so happy. We're going for the impeachment. Like you're going to the gallows or something.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to support us, we got PayPal, Patreon, obviously the super chat here. PayPal does steal the least. If you want to do that. Here's 3742, Shady. Why don't you take this one too?
All right. Why is Pelosi holding the 2 articles of impeachment? How do you introduce the truth about what happened to the public? And what value might exist by attempting to block public testimony and hearings? Would educating the public through the Senate prior to the Barr, Durham, Huber release be important? Narratives are created and pushed to prevent the public from discovering the truth. Enemy of the people.
Yep. And our good friend M2M Methods got cued, worth listening to. And I also take the video just in case, Methods goes away or anything. But here's what Methods was cued on. Here we go.
Comey said last week he was sorry. It was sloppy. No, Comey, it wasn't sloppy. It was criminal. I'm going to call every person who signed the warrant application. I'm going to find out why Brennan went to Harry Reid in September of 2016 to talk about the investigation. I'm going to find out why it took 2 years for Mueller to realize there was no there. We're going to look long and hard at FISA abuse. We're going to pass laws to make sure this never happens again. Accountability will only be successful if somebody gets fired, and I'm looking at Christopher Wray to fire somebody at the FBI. And somebody needs to go to jail, and I'm looking at Durham to hold people criminally accountable for the laws they broke.
Well, you make a good point, and we've got a graphic here that shows everybody who signed those warrants, and you're saying each of these people you're going to call down to testify. That includes, obviously, James Comey signed the warrant 3 times. Sally Yates signed it once. Yeah. You had Andrew McCabe, his deputy, signing it. Do we have that graphic? Sally Yates.
These are Q posts, guys, remember.
All of those people you say you are going to call to testify as you continue to do this deep dive into what took place in 2016.
Yeah, there's 2 questions I want to ask these people. When you signed the warrant application, how much time did you spend trying to figure out if it was actually true? And how far up the chain did this go? Did President Obama know about the counterintelligence surveillance of the Trump campaign? Did Vice President Biden know? How much information?
Oh my gosh. I just clicked on a link. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Why did that just happen? Wow. Sorry, guys. Here, let me just replay this. Technical difficulties.
Did Vice President Biden know? How much information was provided to Susan Rice? I want to know how far up the chain the investigation went. I want to know why so many people could sign a warrant application so flawed. So there's a lot of questions. I want to make sure this never happens again. To the American people, you deserve better than this. Yep. Every American should be worried about FISA. And to this impeachment debacle, to my Democratic colleagues, impeachment is a dead cat. Stop playing with it.
Dead cat bounce. And look, Shady, remember who signed the pages? Remember that? That's exactly what they were just talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah, and my thoughts go out to the disingenuous that he is being in this moment. I think that most everyone is paying attention knows that you cannot open a counterintelligence investigation on a U.S. person without the signature of POTUS.
Right.
And this man sits there and he looks at me and he says, I want to know if President Obama knew. I want to know if these other people knew.
They knew.
This guy knew. And I'm just saying, I know he's doing some good things right now, but this guy knew before the dossier. He knew whenever they gave the thing to Harry Reid. He's known the whole time.
He was McCain's right-hand man, guys. We know.
McCain's right-hand man, and I like it when he's doing stuff that's okay, but I do not trust him. I didn't get a Q post that said trust Graham.
No. No Lava, Merry Christmas. Thanks for all of the things. Thank you for all of the things. Much love for you and everyone here. No Lava, thank you. And Spud says, it's because I have a button. I can't resist pushing it, Shady.
Push it.
I know. I always do. I know. Oh, jeez. I did it again. I got a comment in the comments saying that no button is just ridiculous. You need to get rid of it. I'm like, maybe I was using a little too much though. Maybe.
Okay, we'll use it a little less.
No.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. All right, this is that Q proof, guys. Again, proofs are important. Q. So there it is. Rogers has met with prosecutor leading the probe, Connecticut U.S. Attorney John Durham, on multiple occasions. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. We have it all. Shady, why don't you read this one? No, I'm just kidding. This is the GOP leader. This is the Twitter right here. Let's go over there and check it out.
What do you got to tell us, Mr.
I don't know. Well, let's go see. This is going to be
the modern day Watergate.
It's the modern day Watergate. Here we go.
For one moment, you
Carly.
read this IG report by Horowitz. Here's the FBI. They broke into President Trump at the time, candidate Trump's campaign, spied on him, and then they covered it up. It is a modern day Watergate. And you've got Democrats who aren't willing to even look into that. That is the area that we should be looking at. It's a modern day coup, the closest this country's ever came to, but the only way you can compare this to is Watergate. They broke into his campaign by bringing people into it. They have been trying to cover it up for the whole time. Now the question rises, just like Watergate, who knew, when did they know it, and how high did this go up?
Boom. We know. You know. All the way up to the top, guys. Carly, do you see Carly Bonet there, Shady? What are you doing, Carly? Merry Christmas. Much love and respect, my friends. Always. Where we go, when we go all. May the new year bring us love, joy, success, and military tribunals. Merry Gitmas, Keck.
I'm all for that.
Merry Gitmas to you, Carly.
I'm available for jury duty for the first time.
Yeah, I'll be available for that. Oh, my gosh. I've got issues here. Something's going on. Let me go over
What
here.
you got?
I have no idea. Let me go back. Whoa. Weird. Just weird issues with the computer. Hang on. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, that was Mr. Sandman. Let's go back down to the other Q posts. There they. We're going to these over here, though. Hang on.
Yeah, the one before. I think there was like another one or two.
That's us right now. Oh, hi. There. Oh, look at. There's Matrixxx screwing up. All right, here we go. Shady, what do we got here? We got the next one. We did that one. We did this one. We did that one. And look at this, Shady. How did you figure it out? Yeah, go.
It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption.
Boom.
How about the media just pick up a pen and a paper and an internet and do 5 minutes worth of research, and you might have some information like most anons do.
Yep, just 5 minutes. That's it.
I mean, there's nothing, nothing upsetting about Biden's son being on the board of a gas company, the most corrupt gas company in Ukraine, or Pelosi's son being on the board of the same
Kerry,
company, or John Kerry's son-in-law being on a board in Ukraine,
right.
Or Mitt Romney's son being on. No, they would put all their kids on a board in Ukraine.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Impeach.
All right. Impeach. All right, Shady. Then we got this here, right? We got the Space Force Q proof, Shady.
This is really cool.
This is the 6th military branch, guys. Back on Q post 443 a year ago today. It's coming back in a big way. Space is critical to our NatSec. Was terminated for a specific reason. Godspeed, Patriot Q. And guess what? It's official. Trump announced Space Force as the 6th military branch, and it's all signed and done, guys. Boom, 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 boom.
And we think that anons think that this is going to be a way that we can declass a lot of research and technology that you engineered through black op projects that were off books in the Pentagon.
Yes, and Mike P is saying Nunez gave us a shout out. Absolutely, sir. We are going to get to that. Hold your horses, Mike. I love him. He's always like 3 steps ahead of us. I love Mike P. Mike, Merry Christmas to you, brother. This is 3745. This is a repost, and it says Spygate. Never has a president left office to collude with others to impede the next sitting president of the United States of America until Obama, folks. Never.
That's exactly what Mr. McCarthy was saying. We've never had an attempted coup on our transition of power, and it's taken us 3 years to even get the idea that that's what happened into the conversation.
That's right.
I mean, it's just now, we're over 3 years later or almost 3 years since the inauguration, and still to this day, they're running around over there on MSNBC this weekend accusing your president of being in the pocket of Vladimir Putin, and Putin and him being the same. Like,
right.
They're just running with the narrative, don't care about facts, and the Anons have facts matter all over the place, Matrixx.
Yep. Facts matter, dude. The Constitution says Senate impeaches.
Yep.
Okay? Facts.
That's what the trial is, 2/3
matter.
of the Senate.
That's right. All right, so this is another one that Q wanted us to look at. This is Senator Ted Cruz, Shady. I think we should. Q wants us to watch it. We're going to watch it. Ready?
Watch it.
All right, guys. It's 5 minutes long, but it's well worth it. It's very good, by the way.
Let me move on to really what was a blockbuster IG report. What struck you most?
Well, the Inspector General report is a stunning indictment of the politicization of the Obama Department of Justice and the FBI. The Inspector General report details 17 specific serious misrepresentations DOJ and the FBI made to the FISA court. By the way, the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz, was appointed by Barack Obama. And I'll give you the most stunning example the Inspector General uncovered. A senior lawyer at the FBI fabricated evidence. And here's what happened. So Carter Page is an outside advisor to the Trump campaign. He also is periodically talking to Russians, including some sketchy Russians. And so the FBI wants to get a wiretap on him. Now, an obvious question if you have someone talking to sketchy Russians is, well, are they working for the CIA? Because that's a very different inference. If someone's working for the CIA, then talking to sketchy Russians isn't that surprising.
Well,
the CIA,
he's doing his job. The CIA.
Right.
Yeah.
So the FBI sends an email to the CIA. It says, hey, is this guy a source for you? The CIA emails back, and they say, yes, he's a source. The FBI Assistant General Counsel takes that email, and he alters it. He types in the words. So CIA said, yes, he's a source. The FBI lawyer types in, no, he is not a source.
Unbelievable.
180 degrees, exactly opposite. He then sends that email on to the Department of Justice that uses that as the basis for a sworn statement to the FISA court to get a wiretap. By the way, the Inspector General report also talks about it. So let me just say.
That's unbelievable.
For the IG to have found this, you want to talk about good investigating. I mean, they dug through the original documents, and someone on the IG team noticed the original email from CIA, the forwarded email, and compared and said, wait a second, these words aren't in the first one. Tell you what the IG report says. When they questioned this Assistant General Counsel at the FBI, they said, hey, how did this email change? He initially denied it. He said, oh, I don't know how it changed, no idea. And then they pressed him, then he's like, yeah, okay, I changed it. That is on its face criminal conduct. If you or I did it in a car wreck case, if you got in a car wreck and you were in court and you doctored fraudulent documents and submitted it to the court, you or I would serve jail time for that. That's senior leadership at the FBI. That's how badly they wanted to spy on Donald Trump and get Donald Trump. It is a horrifying abuse of power.
It's horrifying. Do you think people will go to jail?
Yes, I very much hope so. In this instance, this individual has been referred for criminal prosecution. I was encouraged by the statements that both Attorney General Bill Barr and U.S. Attorney John Durham put out, that they're continuing to investigate, that there's substantially more here. This was spying on the Republican nominee to be president. They sent in multiple confidential human sources wearing wires.
All before July 16, when they claimed the FBI counterintelligence investigation began.
And, you know, I used to be under George W. Bush. I was an associate deputy attorney general. I spent 5.5 years as Solicitor General of Texas. I've spent a lot of time in law enforcement. I got to say, in any ordinary law enforcement, any responsible leadership, if someone had come in and said, hey, let's wiretap and spy on Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton or John Kerry, it's possible, if there was a mountain of evidence and serious criminality, that you would end up approving that. But you better believe you would cross every T and dot every I, and you would press and say, all right, what's the evidence for it? What's the basis? Because you know it would get checked. One of the things that's so offensive, it's clear these guys assumed Hillary would win which would mean there'd be no accountability at all. They could get away with this because no one would check.
While the Trump investigation was going on, there was another investigation going on into Hillary Clinton's emails. 33,000 emails gone. She used bleach bit and a hammer to get rid of her devices. I mean, if that's not obstruction, I don't know what is. And it was the same person, Peter Strzok, who was running the FBI investigation into Trump and running the investigation into Hillary Clinton. And we haven't heard anything about HRC.
One of the worst legacies of the Obama administration is the corruption of law enforcement and the intelligence community. And by the way, the big unanswered question is how high up the chain did this go? We know that the deputy director of the FBI, McCabe, was read in and authorized this. We know the director of the FBI, James Comey, was read in and authorized this. Did the Attorney General, did Loretta Lynch sign off on spying on the Trump campaign in the middle of the election? Did the National Security Advisor at the White House? Did Barack Obama? Did Joe Biden? I got to tell you, in most administrations, if you're launching an investigation on a major political figure like the Republican nominee for president, your opponent, they would be read in. Nobody's asking those questions about whether Barack Obama and Joe Biden personally signed off on spying on and surveilling their political opponents. Not a single Democrat in the House cares about the answer to any of this. It's beyond crickets. You cannot ask about abuse of power or investigation. That's wrong.
And yet here we are with the impeachment of Donald Trump.
Here we are, guys. What do you think about that video, guys?
Man, talk about active or activated prosecutors, right? It's the same thing.
Like if I was sitting there, you know, as a Democrat and they're talking about Joe Biden and Burisma and all that stuff, you know, I would want to know about it. I don't care who you are. I don't care, like, if you don't like Trump or not, guys.
And look at the way they paint it. Like you're not allowed to see it. Like it's a conspiracy theory. There's no truth to it whatsoever. Look at the things
that's been debunked.
Yeah, it's been debunked. It's just a prima facie BS. Like they're saying that right straight to your face with a straight face.
That's right. Look at this, Shady.
I know. I saw this one. I was excited about you talking about this meme.
Yeah, and I'll go grab real quick. Why don't you go ahead and talk about this, and I'll grab that Q proof real quick.
So, Q quotes an anon saying, "Toying with the enemy, don't get smug," and puts the meme. And when you finish typing, just sign it Q+. And that's a picture of the president and Dan Scavino.
It is freaking amazing, guys. And let me bring it over here, Shady. It's my computer's acting a little slow. But look at this, guys. So this could be what happened, guys. Dan Scavino, 19 December 2019 at 1:16. I got to make sure I'm paranoid now. Okay, 1:16 Q+, right? There's Q+ and Dan Scavino. Dan says that we're back in the swamp. It's going to be a very Merry Christmas for so many. Great American patriots. POTUS Trump's spirit is awesome. A wonderful trip home to D.C. after a great evening in Battle Creek, Michigan. With the Trump terrain, Team Trump will be unstoppable at 1:15 a.m., guys. And at 1:16, look at this, guys. Look at this, guys.
Boom.
Wow. I'm blown away.
Q proof.
Q+ proof.
Q+ proof.
And that is a hat tip to Paul_GRONSETH. I don't know if he made this meme or grabbed it from the chans, but I do like to try to hat tip when I can. That is a BEWM. Boom. Amazing. Now, also going back to Ted Cruz real quick. Do you remember when they were making a big deal about Cruz going to meet with the president? I wonder if he was telling Cruz that he was being spied on too.
I mean, at some point he would have had to have been given a briefing.
Uh-oh. Kiwi wants to record me. He's making an intheMatrixxx soundboard, I think.
Oh no.
What intheMatrixxx? Say that again. I go, that was a boom, B-E-W-M. A boom. I got that from Pseudonym, because she loves the booms. All right, so, Shady, I want to read this to everybody. This was really cute. 'Twas 3 days before Christmas, and all through the house, Pelosi was scheming that Trump should be ousted. The subpoenas were hung by the chimney with care, just like Jeffrey Epstein after the Clintons were there. The Dems were all nestled snug in their chair with visions of Bernie and his free Medicare. With all of their lying and Schiff pounding his gavel, they just couldn't get Donald Trump to unravel. The 2020 election, the Democrats know they can't win. The 2020 election, the Democrats know they can't win, so we'll impeach the president and lose the Senate again. With Trump back in office for another 4 years, we better get used to more liberal tears. So on this Christmas morning, with your gifts to unwrap, all delivered by Santa and his red MAGA cap. If you dislike this poem and think it is crass, you're welcome to pucker up and kiss my American ass. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Nice poetry, Anon.
I love it. Anon, beautiful. And that's it.
And
right
your Christmas decorations didn't hang themselves like Epstein.
Oh my God, look at that, dude. Isn't that hilarious? Hat tip to that Anon right there. Beautiful Christmas poem. All right, let me find out what's going on here. Here we go. So now we're going to go over the Q post today, guys. This is my thread for 12/23, all of Q posts for Monday, December 23rd, 2019. Our democracy is at stake and more, guys. Fight, fight, fight. Let's go, Shady.
Yeah, don't ever stop fighting.
Never. Shady, important to read. Will you take this one, my friend?
Important to read and understand. Why do Dems want to flood the U.S. with illegal immigrants? This is not another 4-year election. Our democracy is at stake. Power and control. Do not mistake this background tool or back channel tool as a means to be complacent. Fight, fight, fight. Your voice and your vote matters. Meaning, any opportunity that you have to get out there and have your voice heard in your local, state, federal elections, get your voice heard each time you have an opportunity.
Yep, and I'm doing that everywhere I go. And it's amazing how many people are questioning what the F is going on.
Well, we have a really big problem with California. And Q has talked about California, but the
California, yep.
Yeah, the amount of illegal immigrants in California is unbelievable. Now they're having a huge amount of people leaving the state. So there's lots of people leaving the state who are no longer voters there. So they're probably going to try to keep all those people on the rolls. Then they're bringing all these illegal people in there and giving them driver's licenses and stuff. And we have like 53 seats in the House from California. So what's coming up, and actually in another post here, he talks about the census, but the census this year is extremely important because we need an accounting. You know, they're bouncing around these numbers like there's 10, 15 million illegals here. We know it's way more than that. It's probably closer to 30 million of them that are here and getting benefits and using police officer resources, using school resources. It's not sustainable. We have to deal with this. And a census is going to redistrict a lot of these gerrymandered California areas, I think, and this will be one of the first times in decades that a state has been reduced in their representative seats in Congress. That's
a great point with the gerrymandering. They just align the districts so that they have the edge, right? And they're bringing in these illegals to vote for Dems. Let's go ahead and read it. Let's go ahead and check out this.
They're going to give you free health care. They're going to give you free schooling. They're going to let you come here and not arrest you. So who are you going to vote for?
Right. And that's why Andy Social says voter ID. Absolutely. So I have a feeling that we are all on top of California, guys. We did clean up, 1.7 million, give or take, dead people. Yeah.
Dead people are gone.
Yeah. So
the people that moved out are still there.
Because you guys in California, I do believe you're going to be red. I do believe.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because people are tired of it.
That's right. I'm tired of it. I know you guys are too. Shady, let's go ahead and check out this study, the immigration to redistribute 26 congressional seats to blue states before the 2022 election. Okay, the nation's illegal and legal immigration system will help shift 26 congressional seats, primarily from red states, and redistribute them to mostly blue states next year, according to a new analysis. Chitty, you want to take every year?
Every year, the United States imports about 1.2 million legal immigrants who largely arrive to reunite with foreign relatives already in the country. The level of annual legal immigration is in addition to the hundreds of thousands of foreign workers who arrive on work visas every year and nearly 1 million illegal aliens who successfully enter the U.S. Research for the Center of Immigration Studies, Stephen Camarota and Ziegler finds that annual illegal and legal immigration to the U.S. will redistribute political power in the form of 26 House seats away from a number of red states and towards massively populated blue states like California and New York. To put this number in perspective, changing the party of 21 members of the current Congress would flip the majority in the U.S. House.
Wow, guys.
So it's part of their plan.
Yep, and here it is right here. This is John Binder. This is the article. Ohio, a swing state that voted for President Trump in 2016, will get 3 fewer congressional seats in 2020 due to mass immigration and in other states. Michigan and Pennsylvania, that also states that voted for Trump in 2016, will each have 2 fewer congressional seats. Wisconsin, a Trump-supporting swing state, will have its congressional seats cut by at least 1, guys. Red states such as Alabama, Arkansas. Hey, Shady. We're a red state. I didn't know that. Georgia, Idaho, Indiana. Oh my gosh, guys. Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia, Camarota and Ziegler predict, will all get 1 less congressional seat in 2020. Smaller blue states such as Minnesota and Rhode Island will each receive 1 less congressional seat. Those seat cuts from mostly red states will be redistributed to California, the most immigration inundated state in the country, folks. California by 2020 is set to gain 11 congressional seats solely due to the fact that non-citizens rather than just American citizens are counted in congressional appointment. So likewise, New York, where nearly 40% of the residents are foreign-born, is set to gain 4 more congressional seats, and New Jersey, with more than 22% foreign-born population, will also take an additional 2 congressional seats. This is really confusing, folks. So Texas, which has become increasingly blue due to immigration, and out-of-state young people will gain another 4 congressional seats, as will the swing state of Florida with its foreign-born population of 4.1 million. The deeply blue states of Illinois and Massachusetts, both of which went 55 to 60% for Democrat Hillary Clinton in 2016 presidential election, will each gain 1 congressional seat.
See how they're doing it? See how they're manipulating your elections?
So here it is right here. Here's if you were born a U.S. citizen, out of 24,000, were you born? Yes. They voted for Trump. No, they voted for Clinton. See that?
Also, let's reimagine the idea of an illegal immigrant. A lot of people have an illegal immigrant in their mind, and they think South America. It's not just South America. It's also China. Yeah. And China has been sending lots of people over here on visas who overstay their visas. They're largely working for tech corporations and companies in Northern California, San Francisco area. But the truth is, it's not just South America. It's from all different types of countries throughout Asia and throughout Europe that are bringing people here that are overstaying visas and somehow figuring out a way to get into the voting booth.
Well, and in California, if you get a driver's license, you get to vote, right? And they're allowing...
right. All these people get a driver's license and they get to go vote. And so now let's take that and let's say, okay, these people, they're in America. They're Americans, even though they're illegal immigrants. Let me tell you something. People from China that are here do not think about your gun rights. They don't have any guns there. They think guns are dangerous. Same with people in South America, in Mexico. They don't have any guns there. They think guns are dangerous.
Yeah.
So they're not only diluting our vote, they're also diluting the mentality of the voter by X amount of people not supporting a Second Amendment. X amount of people have no idea what an electoral college is. X amount of people could care less the difference between the House and the Senate, right? So this is a dilution of our society, along with the dilution of the voting polls.
Absolutely, Shady. Wow.
They're not assimilating. They don't believe in America. People that come here from China do not believe in your Second Amendment right.
They don't believe it at all. By the way, guys, Shady, Dutch Q Patriot has a really good question.
Let's hear.
What are your thoughts on how to win back California, Shady?
Well, the number one thing is going to be what we're talking about here, I think, really, is the exposure of this. Getting the word out to other people. People just don't know it. I live in Oregon. I travel back and forth into California. I sit around, I listen to people talk. They don't understand. We've simply been culled into this corner of ununderstanding of our system. And then as soon as you make a comment about illegal immigration, then you're all of a sudden chastised and cornered and deemed a racist because the other person can't understand the difference between an illegal immigrant and an immigrant. Americans have no issue with immigration. We want people to come here. That's how we built our beautiful country, was other people from other lands coming here to be successful. That is the idea of our nation. The illegal immigration is a completely different animal, and waking people up with Q is part of it. But California, man, I mean, Matrixxx, we go back in this research over 100 years. We see the communist nest that was in California over 100 years ago. Jacob Schiff, the whole bloodlines, all of their mayhem, they're entrenched, and they're entrenched mainly in California, and they have a direct line to the state of New York. But California is where a lot of the people who aspire to be communists reside.
Right.
So it's very confusing.
And on top of that, we got the vote fraud, right?
Exactly. So, in my opinion, if it were me, I would throw every digital voting machine in the dumpster and go back to paper ballots and people having to sit there and count stuff. Even though there's problems with that, there's less problem. You don't know how many people have come up to me and said, "Hey, I went into vote. I don't want to vote because I went in to vote and I literally saw my vote change right in front of me." And then they go try to tell the person, and the person just looks at them cross-eyed like, "So?"
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't prove anything in a digital voting world.
Shady, real quick, one truth seeker. I'm sorry, Southpaws just came in, so now we can start. Southpaws, we've been waiting for you.
The whole time. Everyone, Southpaws is here.
Guys, we can get started. Thank you, Southpaws.
Turn off the lights and say,
but you know what happened to Southpaws is the bell. I mean, they've got the bell hit and they didn't get our notifications, guys. So please help us defeat the censors, guys. Please help us get subscribers. Please help us do whatever you can do to help. Southpaws, I'm so sorry that happened to you. This is what they're doing to us, folks. Shady, this is what they're doing.
At least they didn't remove the subscription.
Merry Christmas, Southpaws. Thank you for your support this year. Merry Christmas and God bless you all. And that's from Doxy Mom. Doxy, I love you so much. You've been one amazing patriot. Get over, click on Doxy Mom, go look at her and YouTube and subscribe to her too. She is putting her face out there and she's got some good stuff out there as for us. Shady, this is the other article that Q linked us to, and then I want to talk about a couple of other things too. We got more Q posts to go through, so let's do this. This is the red state Democrat governors approve more refugees for their states. Guys, we're broke, folks.
People don't understand that, and we're broke because of illegal immigration, Matrixxx.
The Cloward and Piven model.
That's what they're doing. They've given everything that you've given to the state for your taxes and your state taxes, your federal taxes. It's all going to make it look like these people are assimilating in your society, and they're just not. They're taking, most Americans do not want welfare, Matrixxx. Most Americans want a job.
They want to be proud of something. Yeah.
They want to be able to gain and accrue and save and have a family and have a house and have their lives where they can watch their beautiful children grow up and their parents get older and bridge the gap between the two. That's what we want.
Yeah.
And look at what we're being forced into. Look at the conversation we're being forced to have. These people have lost their marbles.
Amazing. And by the way, Grandpa C brought Rebecca V. Hi, Rebecca. I'm glad you're back. Thank you for coming back, Rebecca. We love you guys. Also, Shady, look at this from Shane. I'm spending Christmas alone because I trust the plan. And that's how confused most of the people I know are. And they think I'm nuts.
Mm-hmm. We understand that.
We understand that, Shane. We're with you.
Just for a little, a comfort. I've been ostracized since like 1994 for being nuts.
Well, I mean, are you sure? I mean, not even before that, Shady? I mean, woohoo.
Well, I mean, before that, I was like nuts differently. I was mainstream media nuts.
Hey, Shady, show him your nuts. Hey, Shady, show him your nuts. All right, now, okay. All right, so guys, this is what they're doing. They're flooding states with illegal immigrants to get the vote, folks. That's basically what.
Mind-controlled minds. The illegal immigrants are mind-controlled to the Democrat Party.
That's right. That's right. Are you guys enjoying the show? I hope you guys are. We love doing this every day. Dun, dun, dun. We love doing this every day. Here's the next one, Shady. This is from this morning, right? This is watch and listen. Okay, Q post 3749, 12/23/19, Monday, 11:48 and 57 seconds. Watch and listen carefully. D's threaten and call independently elected officials to fall in line, follow orders, or face being ousted. Who controls the D party? Who really controls the D party? Threat. If a major political party can be controlled, does that represent a clear and present danger to the United States of America? George Soros in Killbox, guys. GSQ.
Yes, it does create that.
Let's go watch it. Why didn't my link go? Oh, because I forgot the H. All right, hang on. Let's go get it.
I got the link right here. It can come right in.
Hold up. I got it. Right here. Got it, buddy. Here we go. This is it, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right, here we go. Let's start it over.
To the Democrats.
So this is
Republican Congress.
Watch and listen carefully. So let's watch and listen carefully, folks, okay?
On Capitol Hill, New Jersey's Jeff Van Drew officially saying goodbye to the Democrats amid disagreements over impeachment policy and the direction of the party. Congressman Jeff Van Drew joins me right now in an exclusive interview. Congressman, it is a pleasure to see you. Thanks very much for joining me this morning.
It is a pleasure to be with you, and as I was saying before, I am so proud to be associated with you. You truly represent what news media should be about and just how to conduct a show like this. I'm very, very proud of you and the work that you do and the objectivity that you have. So thank you. And you were the first one to give me a shot, too.
Congressman, that means the world to me in this environment of media today. I'm grateful, and I so appreciate your comments. Let me ask you, we spoke on the phone the other day, and you said, you know, Maria, I always look for signs. There was a sign, something in you that said, I'm not comfortable here. Tell me how you came to this decision to leave the majority, the Democrats, and become a Republican congressman.
Well, the final point and the final sign, so there has been all along, you know, where the party is moving further and further to the left, where there's discussions of it being a socialist party, and I am a proud capitalist. I believe in hard work. I believe that we can give people opportunity, but that they also, when they get that opportunity, have to work hard to achieve success. You can't give them success, and many other things that I'm sure we'll talk as we go along here. But the final sign for me was, oddly enough, actually in my home county, when one of the county chairmen, and I have 8 counties, one of the county chairmen came to me and said, I have to speak with you. And I said, sure, and sat down, and he said, I just want to let you know that you have to vote for impeachment. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, you've got to vote for impeachment. If you don't, you're not going to be able to run in my county. Well, first of all, it's not his county, it's our county, and you're not going to be able to move forward. You're not going to get the line, which is a big deal in New Jersey, and you're not going to be successful. And first of all, I still could have run, and I still could have gotten the line, and I could have fought it out. I fought a lot of things in my life, and I fought hard to be where I am. But it made me think, for all the years that I've worked so hard and tried to give so much, not only to the party, but to everybody, the things that we've done, and I won't go into them, but many, many infrastructure projects and helping people and all the services that we try to give people in our offices. And it all boils down to one vote, that I may have my own individual opinion on one vote, and that's not going to be allowed. I'm going to be punished for that. And that's when I knew. I had been thinking about it for a while, And I said, and I was speaking to my chief of staff about this, and I said to her, I said, there's always been in my career and over time something that happens that lets you know that it is time to make a change. And this was it.
That's really interesting.
It was time to make a change.
So you were uncomfortable with the shaming and, the pushback that you couldn't do what you thought was right, that you had to go along with the herd. Look, we talked about this before, that, Congress is going to have to go back to its district. And we've got a map here of the 31 districts of what the districts that President Trump won, but these people will have to get reelected. And they also have to follow their conscience. And yet, this impeachment vote last week, you were among the few. You and Colin Peterson were the only two that voted no on both articles, and then one other voted no on just one article. So post-impeachment vote, what are you feeling today? What struck you about the impeachment? You were a no going into it. You told us that a month ago.
Exactly. And how I feel today is I feel good. I feel that I did the honorable thing. I feel that I did what was right for me and right for the country. And I heard Lindsay a little while before, this impeachment is a weak, thin impeachment that just doesn't really mean anything much to most of the American people. And it has been a long, dark shadow on our country. And folks are tired. I really believe folks are tired of it. They're tired of the hours and hours and hours of time that has been spent on it. They're tired of the millions of dollars.
Not tired of winning, though.
And they want to move forward. Maria, we have so many important issues. And yes, we've done a few. No doubt, we're doing a few, but there are so many more, whether it's election security, whether it's better care for our veterans, whether it's a host of other issues, and I could go through one after another, Medicare, Medicaid, we can talk about all of them, that we should be concentrating 100% of our time on. We are there to work for the American people and not to have constant political bickering and to come up with a weak impeachment. And, most importantly, we must understand what impeachment is. It almost never happens for a reason. Other than declaring war, it is the most serious issue that America and action that America could ever take. And it harms our country. It fractions us apart. It makes us literally creates more civil unrest. It creates more unhurt. I want to bring people together. Let's bring Americans together.
Congressman, throughout this week, after you made the switch, a lot of people were saying, well, look, he left the Democrats. Now he's a Republican. How can we trust him as a Republican? So we have your voting record here, and you have followed your principles in your voting record. I mean, we've got that you voted to override President Trump's veto of a bill that overturned his emergency declaration for border wall funding. You voted to block President Trump from withdrawing from the Paris climate change accord.
Good
when you
points
look
here.
At your voting
Let's
record,
see what he says.
And you hear some of the skeptics who say, look, Jeff Van Drew just left his own party. Now he's with us. We don't know if we can trust him. What do you want to say about that in terms of how you are going to push for the Republican Party now?
I always pushed for what I believed was right and what I believed was best.
Well, the Paris Accord is scam trillions, my friend.
About the environment a little bit. I believe that we can have a good environment and that we can do what's right for the environment at the same time not hurt our business atmosphere in the state and in the country. And I think that's very, very important. And I think the biggest reason I can say that people know that, I've had many, many Republicans vote for me for years and many Democrats. I try to do, again, what is the best. So I've won in areas, and as we've talked about before, where I was, one of the, literally, I think only the first or the second state senator in history to ever win in my state, in my district. I was only one of a handful of freeholders that ever won since the Civil War, which are county commissioners. Make a long story short, people voted me not only because of my political party, but most importantly because they knew my word was my bond. They knew that I love this country more than anything in the world.
Well, the other thing is, I heard
we can do better.
I heard you quote Reagan the other day, and you said, "Look, I didn't leave." He said, "I didn't leave the Dem Party. The Democratic Party left me."
Good question, honest content.
The other day when I spoke with you, you said, "Look, I want America to know that we're exceptional." I believe in America exceptionalism. So, and you're a capitalist. Tell me what went wrong in terms of the Democratic Party that it doesn't feel like they see it the way you do. Real quick, sir.
Well, and that's where you hit it on the head. So, you know, I speak about American exceptionalism a lot. For those that are not real familiar with it, it means that America is a truly unique nation, that it is the greatest nation in the world, that we have so much potential, and we are the leaders of the free world,
right,
and that we are leaders in general.
All right, so eyes on, Shady. What do you think? So he said, watch and listen carefully, okay? Dees threatened to call independently elected officials to fall in line, follow orders, or face being ousted. Interesting, huh?
Well, it's interesting that impeachment has caused a defection from the Democrat Party.
Right.
You know, that's the big optics of this, is just the idea that someone was so appalled by the behavior of Congress, and he, you know, you can tell the gentleman that he's at least understands our form of government, and a lot of people don't realize that, you know, yes, we have 3 co-equal branches of government, but the executive branch is a one of the 3. Without Congress and without the judiciary, his own. So that executive is being impugned by the Congress, the House of Representatives right now. And if there's anything in the Constitution that the framers, Washington and Jefferson and Adams, all spoke about this, of how do we organize the House to not be an attack dog on an alternate party president. And so the rules that are maintained by the, you know, the whole thing of it going to the Senate, the reason that it has to go from the House to the Senate for impeachment to properly work is because this is the structure of our government to prevent a monarchy or British type parliament situation where, you know, the majority in the House controls the executive branch. And so the president has made very, very clear lines, and he was even hitting into it a little bit there. I felt like, you know, this idea that, you know, we're completely throwing every rule out the window just to get him, and I don't buy into that. And so on the face, I can support his perspective.
I get that, and that's very well spoken, very well said too, Shady. So, you know, and he's just now converting. He needs to speak with President Trump, ? So let's keep our eyes on. We don't need another rhino. We all know that it's not just Democrats. We all know that there are very corrupt Republicans as well. They're not MAGA party, right? So
Tucker did a really good piece on Friday about the Koch brothers and showing how that they are embezzling or turning all the money that's being given to them back out to other SJW organizations. You know,
right.
He's like, these people aren't conservatives. They are masquerading as conservatives, and their media uses them to say, oh, look what they're doing as
right.
conservatives. You know, similar to like, oh, James Comey is a Republican. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys, Danielle Dufresne. Oh wow, that's an Dufresne. That is an awesome name. I love cool names like that. Thank you very much. And I missed a few too. I'm sorry, that was a long thing, but I missed a few and they went away. But I want to real quick. Let's show you this, Shady. This is our Dutch Q Patriot Christmas tree. Look at that. How beautiful.
I see a Q.
I spy a Q. I love it, Dutch Q Patriot. Thank you, Dufresne. Thank you, Partly Sunny. That's beautiful, Dutch Q. Much love to you. So we're going to keep going. We got this one, Shady. Take it.
37, 50, 12, 23, 19, and 11:58, right before showtime today.
Oh, that's why we were late, guys, just so you know. Go ahead.
Why are Dems attempting to block the counting of illegal immigrants? 2 + 2 = 4. What is the total number of illegal immigrants currently in the U.S.? What is the real total number of illegal immigrants currently in the U.S.? By flooding coastal states controlled by Dems, does this pull votes out of the heartland? And at what point will your voice and your vote become null and void? 5-5. Q. Very similar to the way that, you know, over time, the saturation reaches a critical mass, and then they control the narrative.
Trump not backing down in effort to count citizens amid census fight, announces executive order. There's our president right there. Now,
we want to count. We want an accurate count. And this is the first time, you and I have spoken about this so many times, but this is the first time we've ever supported a president, right?
First time.
Why is this so important? Why was the election of 2016 so important? Because 2020 census was going to be the crux at which they broke the system by allowing everyone to come in, by allowing every Medicare for everybody. Anybody that just walks into a bureau can get a driver's license. That is what the plan was. And, they kind of toss around these numbers of 15 to 25 million. It could be up to 50. I mean, there's a lot of people in the Western states illegally, even in Oregon here with the cartels and the different things that they have set up out here. You see it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like, hiding over there on the backside of the mountain. It's right out in front of everybody. Nobody does anything about it.
Yep.
Now we're seeing somebody do something. We're seeing the DOJ, the FBI. I think they picked up over 100 MS-13 people out of Suffolk County the other day, like leaders. They went in and got these are guys that kill people with machetes. So this is, our country is at stake, and Q, Team Q, Patriots, General Flynn, Admiral Rogers, all of you guys, you don't recognize, maybe you do, but you seemingly don't recognize the extraordinary proportion by which they were attempting to distort and destroy our system of government.
That's well said.
The main way they could do it.
And look at how much they spend on this stuff. I mean, we spend $20 billion on census. We need to get our. Look at what he's saying here. It's crazy. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, because it's another type of slush fund. I think he's saying that it shouldn't cost that much. They were telling me it was going to cost $2 billion to build a place in Jerusalem.
Yeah, we did it for
$250,000.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. That's the kind of president that we need, right? Somebody that understands. We wouldn't be in this, situation, guys.
Somebody that knows a hammer costs $10, not $14,000.
Right. So check this out. AG Barr blasts Soros for stoking hatred of police. It made zero hedge, guys. And GS in the kill box. Go check that out. Also,
and 44 was doing that as well with his rhetoric.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was going lockstep with this same narrative. So it's not like you can say, oh well, he was doing this kind of thing over here. It was the exact same thing. Distrust.
Under the Bush administration too, my friend.
That's exactly right. And Clinton, and let's take it back to Bush 1. It's been infecting our system for a long time.
That's right. Here's all for a LARP QAnon videos. Look at TikTok has a QAnon problem. This is all for a LARP, guys. They don't like us at all. Although I'm going to stay off TikTok because obviously. Oh, look at Travis View.
Always has an opinion.
Yeah. So don't worry about these guys. All for a LARP. They're just scared. Obviously, they don't, want our president to win. This is an M2M madness again. Congratulations, madness. I'm going to go ahead and play the video right here that Q linked us to. Ready? And this is a shout out to you guys.
Now we have long had real concerns about what was happening overseas, and so you can start with, and all your listeners know, and I want to thank you, to all your listeners, all the people you put that are out there on Twitter. It really made, in the grand scheme of things, a big difference because it really helped out our investigation, and we'll probably talk about that a little later. But I really do want to thank a lot of your listeners and Twitter followers because they would dig stuff up and we'd say, oh, we didn't think of that. And it would help us to go out and look at different items. And as you know, there's people all over the globe that helped aid this.
It's you guys, worldwide, folks.
Little shout out to the truth tellers.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Matrixxx. The truthers. And then Q says, 5-5 Q. So that was to you. That was to you. That was to me. That was to Shady. That was to Carly. That was to Fiona. That was for Grandpa. Grandpa C even got that. Dina. Yes, Deanna K. We are the digital soldiers. You are the news now, Mantis Mike. Yes, Kiwi, you too. You're all over the world, right? You're in New Zealand, my friend. You guys are awesome. Thank you. There you go. So it was hell out there. and we were surrounded. The shills came at us from all sides in a relentless attack. Keep up the good fight, Anons. After Anon says, let Mr. Nunez know he is very welcome. It gets very wild in here at times, but the Q research gets done despite all the BS going on around us. Thank you.
And I think they're extreme. If I were a member of this operation, I would be so extraordinarily proud of all of you out there. I would be so proud that this worked because I think one of the biggest questions in initiating this operation was, can we wake them up? Can we get the truthers to unite and the conspiracy people who already know a lot of this stuff to come together and recognize the importance, the value, and objectively be able to fill in the blanks of the pieces that were missing from the puzzle? And that's what you did. You took this splintered portions of our history and you pieced it back together, and now we have a timeline that we can articulate and base in facts, which is stellar, man. I mean, just incredible to all of you. And it's a big hat tip to everyone, I think, everyone in this movement.
Absolutely. I also got one that I felt our president was thanking us. Hang on. I'm going to have to look for it, Shady. Let's go to your tweet here, Shady. Why don't you go ahead and set us up for this one? This was interesting.
So this was a brief filed in Southern District of California on 12/16/19. Okay, and this is interesting because it is pointing us to this is the plaintiffs. And if you read this about who the plaintiffs are here that are bringing this case, they're bringing the case against Google, Facebook, DeepMind, Alphabet, Neuralink, Tesla, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Pinchot, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, all the Q players here that are deep state, DARPA controlled technology systems are being targeted in this lawsuit. And right here in the second paragraph, it says, research and development conducted by Alphabet, Facebook, Google, DeepMind, Neuralink, and other ventures in Silicon Valley have created algorithms and coding that supports, promotes, and achieves brainwashing of humanity through social engineering and bio-digital social programming. That endangers the human race in its entirety via the interconnection of their platforms, social media, and technology distributed in physical and digital format to society. Now, this is compelling because all of these structures, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever the platform is, those were created to divide you. They were created to be divisive. So what you're doing out there with YouTube and what you're doing with Twitter and Facebook is the opposite of what these platforms were created for. They were created to sow discord. They were created for division. They were created to perpetuate the mind control, to keep the cattle in the pen. And what you guys are doing is exposing that this is actually an MK Ultra operation of brainwashing and mind control to keep you thinking that the Bidens have already been investigated, to keep you thinking that No Name was a war hero.
And Trump was impeached.
Keep you thinking that Trump was impeached. Keep you thinking that some guys in caves brought down 2 huge buildings in the center of New York City 20 years ago.
Yep. And Woods Dweller says, and to spy on the public, of course, yes. But
exactly right.
This was also used. I mean, have you noticed that the suicide rate is up very high? What did Siri? What did Alexa say? Shady, you were telling me about this earlier. What did Alexa do?
Yeah, it was an article about. I actually dropped the article to the guys out here. I got it right here. But
INF John, thank you. Go ahead.
Amazon Echo speaker goes rogue and tells a scared mom to stab herself.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Right.
So this is like the technology attacking vulnerable people. And I mean, you can imagine if your Echo hears you in distress, okay? It can hear your stress. It can hear your crying. It can hear you sad. It can hear you're fighting with your relatives. I don't know. Can these things come on and start talking people into suicide?
Maybe. Let's watch what a former CEO, former executive of Facebook says. Hang on one second. Oh, it played. I think we started it right about here. Hang on.
Literally is a point now where I think we have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works.
Oops.
That is truly where we are. And I would encourage all of you, as the future leaders of the world, to really internalize how important this is. If you feed the beast, that beast will destroy you. If you push back on it, we have a chance to control it and rein it in. And it is a point in time where people need to hard break from some of these tools and the things that you rely on. The short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops
See this,
that we've
guys?
created are destroying how society works. No civil discourse, no cooperation, misinformation, mistruth. And it's not an American problem. This is not about Russian ads. This is a global problem. So we are in a really bad state of affairs right now, in my opinion. It is eroding the core foundations of how people behave by and between each other. And I don't have a good solution. You know, my solution is I just don't use these tools anymore. I haven't for years. It's created huge tension with my friends, huge tensions in my social circles. If you look at, like, you know, my Facebook feed, I've posted maybe 2 times in 7 years, 3 times, 5 times. Like, just, it's less than 10.
So you're being programmed,
it's weird.
guys.
I guess I kind of just innately didn't want to get programmed, and so I just tuned it out. But I didn't confront it.
Andy's only here for the shout-outs, Shady. But that's very interesting. And there's other people talking about it, that it's going to be used for population control. Believe it or not, guys. Very interesting stuff, folks.
Yeah, there's a lot of that out there, especially, you know, the amount that they can utilize these tools in places like China.
Yep.
You know, I mean, like, it's free roll. They do whatever they want. You know, they can develop and engineer however they want.
Yeah, Sky Blue. That was that's the YouTube volume. I'm sorry. It you know, with headphones, it does sound better. My apologies for that. That does happen every now and again. Listen to our Q Plus thanking you guys. Ready?
You're the fearless young leaders and warriors who stare down the hatred of the radical left and bravely fight for our liberty, our values, and our God-given freedom.
It's you guys. Front lines, guys.
Each of you is a fighter on the front lines of defending our way of life, and I'm profoundly grateful to all of you. The whole country is. And by the way, your crowds are getting bigger and bigger.
That's because of you guys. That's because of you guys. That audio was not great because it was off my TV, but that was to you guys on the front lines too, I believe.
I think so too.
Yep.
This is the fight. You know, we are in the fight.
We're in
digital war, digital soldiers, the Anons and Patriots getting upset.
Yep.
Is exactly what we're angling for. We want you to want your country to stay intact so much that you speak up and vote these people out of office.
Yep. It's because of all of the digital soldiers, folks. No one is above the other, Shady.
Exactly
no
right.
one is above the other. Grandpa C says, in the Matrix, much respect and love, my brother. And INF John says, Merry Christmas to you and yours, Q-Atriots. Much love with the salute. Salute to you, INF John. Thank you. Here's the NSA director cooperating with Durham investigation. Boom. This was interesting. This is a pseudonym tweet about the Grassley. She kind of laid out a timeline because timing is important. Shady.
This is really interesting because you can see how it goes back before before any of the stuff that we started talking about. And, you know, just like we heard him speak earlier, Ted Cruz, they changed the form to say that Carter Page was not an asset to the CIA. That otherwise this doesn't go
He's
forward.
Russian. He's Russian, isn't he?
This doesn't go forward without that. Nothing at all hinges on that. And claiming that Carter Page is a Russian, you know, even who was it? It was it was somebody yesterday that was still tweeting out that General Flynn was a Russian asset.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, who was? It was somebody with a blue check mark. Maybe it was a representative. I can't remember who it was, but it was just like infuriating that they're still driving this narrative that, you know, these people around the president who were arrested quote unquote, and you don't look any further than that, and you're acting like that's some sort of point of contempt for the POTUS.
Yep, absolutely. And look at that. That
this
is
was going on way before Q.
March 9th, 2016. There you go. Great job, Pseudonym. And I know that took a lot of time to do. So yeah, Admiral Rogers is assisted in taking everyone in the FBI NSD or NSD down that was responsible for the Carter Page FISA application, guys. He knew the Trump Tower was bugged. This guy is a hero. I'm with him. Oh, did you check this out, guys?
Jesse, I'm
No,
so
that's ridiculous.
Jesse, I'm disappointed because you are trying to minimize.
I'm disappointed in you.
A very dangerous.
I've never seen this as a white power symbol. I've never known that to be a white power symbol.
So what about Pepe the
That's
Frog?
made up.
What about
Are you really talking about a cartoon?
Yes.
Juan, I wasn't even going to get upset, but you accused these people of being racist. They put their lives on the line for this country, and you said they were racist because they made a symbol with their hands, and you should apologize because I'm giving you an opportunity.
No, because you're giving me an opportunity to point out how you will hype and distort something. But you know what?
I said the truth. I didn't distort anything.
Here's the thing. These kids were...
Ha! So they did go on to talk about Pepe the Frog, Deplorable Proud, Merry Christmas and thank you, Mega, love you all. Did you see this too? He did the signal, right? This is that game that you hit each other with, you know? I actually play it with my friend. He's my friend's son. It's hilarious. He actually almost did a Q, right? Hand sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let's go. Let me just mute it so it's not here. Go. I can't play it. Right. When he did it upside down. If he just took his fingers off a little bit, it's a Q.
And I'm not sure
Sign
that
language.
that's what the cadets were showing the other day.
Yeah, I know.
You know, they were saying it's the OK symbol, but it really does look like the hand signals, the sign signals for the letter Q.
Yep.
Either way, Greg Gutfeld stepped in after that and defended the idea that you're attacking kids on the Chan boards or whatever, and he mentioned 4chan specifically, and you know all this stuff about Pepe and it's interesting how Juan Williams agrees with the Chinese totalitarian government, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Because the Chinese totalitarian government thinks Pepe is racist.
It's not racist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cartoon, guys.
But they're using that as a narrative, and so anyone that uses that narrative has got a playbook somewhere.
Playbook. Shane says this should cover a few kafefis. Appreciate your work, guys. Shane, thank you for being here, my friend, and thank you for that. Wow, that was interesting. Let's see what else that was cool. These people are delusional. Power of the gavel means Trump is impeached forever, is what they're saying. I mean, these people are just hello. Right. This is Enoch. This is Enoch. Do you believe in coincidence? This is the, again, the Rogers meeting. So Enoch did that. I got on top of it. JT Wild was shouted out by Joseph J. Flynn, guys. Joe Flynn says, I listened to this record 4 or 5 times now. It's flawless and powerful. Great job to you and your producer. Download and retweet. Make this go viral. It's a songbook for our movement, and that is from General Flynn's brother, Joe. Joe, thank you so much, my friend.
Wow. And thank you to JT for an amazing album of songs that we can share with other people that point us backwards. These songs, JT, just remember, these songs point us back, just similar to the other work we're doing.
Yep. Thank You for the Pain is one of my favorites. I mean, obviously, Digital Soldiers, Where We Go When We Go All is on there, a new version. And the Thank You for the Pain, that is a really awesome song. There's a bunch of great songs on there. It's a great 5-song LP. Get it on any digital platform. I got mine on iTunes. Democrat Mayor Lori Lightfoot, shooting that injured 13. Isn't it time for a change, guys? Then Democrat, 187 note, Trump is remaking the federal judiciary 187 Article 3 judges, Shady.
Double meanings.
7 people, including 3 teens, shot in Democrat-controlled Baltimore. Are we noticing a pattern here, folks? How about Q plane incoming? Did you see this, Shady?
Uh-huh.
The F-35s from the Q posts?
Yeah, from NORAD.
Yeah.
They found a Q meme.
They found a Q meme.
And they added some Santa.
The F-15s, yeah. There they are. Boom. Something big is coming. Santa's big, right? What do you want for Christmas, Anons? Tina Martin.
Anons want a 44 for Christmas.
I want something. Not impeached. The plan is working perfectly. So this is it, guys. Alyssa Milano is casting a spell to manifest change of guard in Washington. Doesn't she realize that that's exactly what we're doing? The destruction.
We already changed the old guard.
We're still destroying it. It's not all done yet.
We've broken it.
It's not all done yet, though, is it?
Well, I don't know, but it's coming out now that CNN is paying $100,000 an airport to run their television show on the airport all the time.
Well, of course.
Now you think they're spending $6 million a year, and somehow, I mean, so what does that mean? Does that mean anybody has the opportunity for $100,000 a year to put their channel in every TV in the airport?
Hey, let's raise $100,000 a year and get the Matrixxx Grooove Hour on the airport.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if it's just $100K, it doesn't seem like a lot.
We can do that easily.
Or CNN's getting it on the cheap.
Yeah.
And they do kind of control the airports. You know, after the whole the Homeland Security takeover, you know, they pretty much brought everything in under their control. TSA is like the strong arm. It's a completely another unconstitutional organization.
That's right. Absolutely right.
That destroys every right of every American, every one of us that walks through those terminals whenever they touch and search you.
Rudy Giuliani is kicking up some. This is 8 minutes ago. Giuliani, I'm more of a Jew than Soros is.
He's 1024. Soros is.
My gosh. And by the way, I believe Hanukkah starts tonight. Happy Hanukkah. I believe that starts today. I do believe, but interesting. Here he goes, kicking up some more dust. That's our mayor of New York, guys, Rudy Giuliani.
It's our illegal laser pointer.
It's our back channel.
Right, our back channel laser pointer.
Woods Dreller, are you saying that at the Denver airport, Soros was arrested? No.
What?
Somebody was saying. I'm trying to follow chat here.
Uh-oh. I can search that.
Wouldn't that be awesome, huh? It's happening.
That would be Christmas.
I don't see any. Denver, Los Angeles airport, measles. Nope. I don't see anything.
I'm not seeing anything either.
Thank you for the pain, JT. Yeah, I don't see it, but wow, wouldn't that be awesome?
That needs to happen.
Yeah, happen.
Needs to happen. No, I'm not seeing anything on the other side news either.
All right. Wow. Well, this has been an awesome Christmas Eve, if you will. I thank you guys very much for being here. How do you guys want to go out today, Shady? What do you want to do? You want to do?
I don't know. You can make the call.
What about the 12 Q drops of Christmas? Do you guys want to see that again?
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. What are they saying on chat there?
They're ready for the Q drops of Christmas.
All right, let's do this. Let me find it. Find it, because it's a year delta. Dun, dun, dun. The 12 Q drops of Christmas is coming your way right now. Merry Christmas, everyone.
On the first day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me.
Shady, are we coming back tomorrow?
Patriot Army. On the second day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me. Two-Face Jim, Comey, and Q in the Patriot Army. On the third day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me. 3 sides to a pyramid, Two-Face Jim, Comey, and Q in the Patriot Army. On the fourth day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, Two-Face Jim, Comey, and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 5th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me. D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, Two-Face Jim, Comey, and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 6th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me. successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 7th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 8th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me 8 players in China, Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army.
It's you guys.
On the 9th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me Big Bird 9 offline, 8 players in China, Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 10th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me 10 days of darkness, Big Bird 9 offline, 8 players in China, Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 11th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me 11:11 awakening, 10 days of darkness, Big Bird 9 offline, 8 players in China, Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army. On the 12th day of Christmas, a Q drop gave to me 12 deals rejected, 11:11 awakening, 10 days of darkness, Big Bird 9 offline, 8 players in China, Snow White 7 offline, successful band of Anons, D5, 5 by 5. 4 Coronas offline, 3 sides to a pyramid, 2 face Jim Comey and Q in the Patriot Army.
Yeah, that's you guys. Merry Christmas, everyone. By the way, look what Giuliani just retweeted. QAnon women for Rudy. How about that, nice. Shady? We were just talking about him too.
Did we cover Chuck Woolery?
Maybe we didn't. Did I miss one, Shady? I'm so sorry.
I don't know that we got the Chuck Woolery. I was just noticing we might not have got to that last one.
Here we go.
Right.
Shady. Yep. Here we go, buddy. My gosh, good catch. America's newsroom is us. We have all become the alternative news media.
You guys are the news now.
Look at Shady right here.
I got a good one.
Boom. There you go. You guys are the news now. And with that, we're gonna head out of here. Shady, what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow I can be either, man. If you want to get in here and get a show done, we can do that, or we could take a break, or we could leave them up in the air.
What do you guys want to do? 17 if you want a show tomorrow. 17.
Oh God.
17.
That's tainted. 17.
They're
gonna fall like Matrixxx code.
17s. Let's see the 17s. Uh-oh, there's one, two. Uh-oh. While we're watching all those 17s, we're going to head out of here with our JT Wild Digital Soldiers. Love you guys.
This was irregular warfare at its finest. We have an army
of digital soldiers.
And blood, praying for an answer to the Lord up above. How can just one man be the shelter from the storm, knowing that the real war has only just begun? The storm is getting closer. We are the digital soldiers. It's time they run for cover. We are the digital soldiers.
To this field of fight. Yeah, sing it, Patriots. Let's go.
Ones that fought without question will be redeemed. The sacrifice they make won't be in vain. The fight for freedom is all that remains. We're gonna tell the people's story and make it right again. The storm is getting closer. We are the digital soldiers. The needless wars.
Who are we, guys?
We are the digital soldiers. We will bring the light to this field of fight. We have been blinded by the lies. We've been living to survive. They will steal and make you pay. When will we walk away? They want you dead before your time. They want you watching while you die. Just live to fight another day. It's time to walk away. The storm is getting closer.
We are the digital soldiers.
Needless wars are over. We are the digital soldiers. The storm is getting closer. We are the digital soldiers. We are the digital soldiers. We are the digital soldiers. We will bring the fight. Digital soldiers. Yes, we will bring the light to this field of fight.
Oh my God. Your voice, JT. Love, love, love. JT Wild, Digital Soldiers, as he revs up his engine to bring the fight and bring the light to this field of fight. JT Wild, good job. Looks like we're doing a show tomorrow, Shady.
5-5.
5-5. We love you guys. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, guys, Patriot pin, get yours today. If you can't, it's probably too late for Christmas, but get yours today. There's always the new year, 2020. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Much, much, much love.
Boom.
Boom, Shady. Love you, Shady. All right, get over to Shady Grooove with 3 O's over there on Twitter. intheMatrixxx with 3 X's. intheMatrixxx with 3 X's.com. We're here for you guys. We love you. Merry Christmas. Get your shopping done so we can hang out tomorrow 1 p.m. Hopefully we'll get some more people that actually have the day off to join us. Share, 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 guys. Much love. Peace.